It was last Christmas Eve when the 1845 house on Broadway suffered extensive damage. A sprinkler pipe in the attic broke, and water poured down through the walls and the ceilings of the house all the way to the basement.
No, it's not in its glory right now.
When we visited a few months later, museum director Stephanie Bliss took us through. The period furniture, the carpets, the exhibit pieces were gone. A few were gone for good because of damage, but much of it was salvageable. The structure, it was in good shape, but there was so much work to be done to restore the walls and the ceilings, the woodwork, the wallpaper. Still, she was hoping that it would be close to done by now.
Christmas is our favorite time. Ideally, we would be open the historic house again by the next holidays.
When we came back in mid-October, it was clear there would be no field house Christmas, not this year.
We had high ambitions.
It's not going to happen.
No, we had a setback. We unfortunately had an airborne mold issue.
Anybody who does home renovations, repairs, knows they're going to run into something they didn't expect.
Yes, it was definitely not expected, but we did get it under control.
So it looks here like there's been some replastering or something done.
Yeah, especially with our ceiling. We've had a lot of work done. It came down through the ceiling on the first floor and really made a mess of things down there. So we're happy to have that fixed up. So.
They will bring all of this back to a mid-19th century home with the furniture they have and carpets that survived after special cleaning. But getting the wallpaper right, that's a problem. The restoration work did uncover remnants of some wallpaper, but they don't know from what era. And they've got a wallpaper historian working on all of this.
He came to St. Louis for us. He researched the Field family, their income level, and then the style of St. Louis in the 1850s when the Field family lived here.
The house was originally part of an upscale development called Walsh's Row. Roswell Field was a prominent attorney. He played a key role as part of Dred Scott's legal team. His son Eugene became famous as the children's poet. And in the 1930s, when Walsh's Row was an overcrowded tenement slated for demolition, the single row house was saved as the Eugene Field House and Toy Museum. But in 2007, Roswell Field's role in the Dred Scott case earned the house its National Historic Landmark status. And that helped bring about the building of the exhibit space next door in 2017. Well, fortunately, you've got the museum space now. Yeah. And how's that been going? Are you getting visitors, or are they saying, nah, we'll wait till the house is ready?
We've had both. We've had people who have really been supporting us because of the exhibits that we've had on display.
During baseball season, there was an exhibit on the history of the St. Louis Browns. And now, Eugene Field, the children's poet, once again takes center stage at his boyhood home.
We've pulled items from our collection. We've pulled items from the Eugene Field Library as well out on display here.
But if it weren't for Eugene, we wouldn't have saved this house.
Oh no, if it weren't for Eugene, this house would have been torn down and we would never have been a National Historic Landmark.
And Mark Twain stood outside.
Yes,
yeah.
And dedicated the house as his birthplace. And
even though
yes,
might not be his birthplace.
According to some, from the research we found, it is, but his brother was adamant it was not.
But doesn't really matter.
It doesn't, because as Twain said, forever from this day on, this place will be known as Eugene Field's birthplace.
The exhibits continue, so does the painstaking work, restoring a 178-year-old three-story home. But if all goes as planned, the Field House will be back with old stuff and new stories sometime next year. For Living St. Louis, I'm Jim Kircher.